Here with Bill Gajda from Visa. It seems like card schemes have come under increasing pressure, I guess, as new technologies come in and everyone's now got an iPhone that can accept a card or a variety of different payments. Is this part of a reinventing card schemes?
In some ways, it's reinvention. I think in the way we look at it is, we'll retain our core role as the network that empowers the ecosystem. We're business to business. We're not direct to consumer.
Sure.
That's your bank or it's Klarna.
Sure.
And we'll continue to make that network relevant around all these new technologies, all these devices. It's not just plastic only. It is a phone. It's putting a credential in your car. It's a wearable device. It's a home electronics that can talk to each other. And so we need to kind of keep our core role, which is that network in the middle, but really expand the edge of our network to accommodate everything that's happening around us.
There seem to be so many end-to-end journeys where commerce or some kind of payment is part.
Right, absolutely right. And even things like, the Internet of Things, when machines start to talk to each other, they're not always going to want to transact, but at some point, many of them will want to transact. So we're also thinking around, how do we enable machines, to conduct and initiate payments without any human interaction, right? And so you're right. I think that, as we look at a lot of everyday experiences, commerce is a piece of it. And in those cases, you almost want commerce to be in the background because people love to shop, but they hate to pay. And so we've got to take that experience and just enable commerce, enable those really rich consumer experiences like Klarna does, and make payments seamless and put it in the background.
Yes, it's very much that you jump into an Uber, you leave an Uber. Was there a payment journey?
Right.
There was,
but that's not what you're focused on. You're focused on, I got to know who the driver was, I saw a map of where I'm going, I know how long it's going to take to get there, I get an instant receipt at the end of it in case I have to expense it. That's the journey. Payment happens somewhere in there and we enabled it. That's great.
So within these end-to-end journeys, these moments, or indeed innovating any of these areas, how do you do it in a regulated, environment where there are such high value, high volume transactions going through? You've got a business to support, millions of customers, and you're innovating.
Right.
How does that work?
So, we've built this innovation partnerships group as a separate group, that operate innovation centers around the world. We have different ways of operating. We take risks because we're talking about proof of concepts or pilots, they're not fully commercial. And so we've been given, I think, leeway by the company to lean into some of these new technologies, to fail fast, to look at startups that may not scale ever, but we're going to learn something really important from them. And so, I think Visa works at a couple speeds, that speed that has to be reliable all the time, many thousands of transactions a second that people have come to rely on. And a different speed where we're leaning into some technologies, taking some more risks to learn about them, and over time, get them to scale.
So what excites you most in the market at the moment? Where do you think the key points will be?
Yeah, I think push payments, so person-to-person payments, I think are interesting. I think being able to turn a mobile phone, to your point, into an acceptance device. So we split lunch, and you just have to tap my phone, and I've got 10 euros on my card. Those personal payments, social payments, I think are interesting. What's happening now, Internet of Things, it's early now with wearables, but we're talking to a number of car manufacturers. I think that's going to be a use case that's going to expand. What's happening with biometrics? I think all of us like the fact that we can authenticate our thumb or our finger on a payment because we feel more secure about that phone making a payment. But I think where biometrics is going is it all happens in the background. We're being authenticated maybe several times a second, so by the time we push the pay button, everyone's pretty sure it's us. And so I think biometrics is another area that we like.